Well, some breaking news at home now, and in a statement released a few minutes ago by Buckingham Palace, Prince Andrew has said he will no longer be using any of his titles or honours, including that of Duke of York. Prince Andrew said the continued accusations were distracting from the work of the royal family and said he had decided to put duty to my family and country first. The Prince took a step back from active royal duties in the wake of his interview with the BBC in 2019. In the interview, Andrew claimed not to remember meeting Virginia Giuffre, a victim of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. He said again tonight that he vigorously denied all the accusations against him. It's just days before a new memoir by Virginia Giuffre is due to be published following her death. Well, let's bring you more now on that news that Prince Andrew will stop using his titles and honours. Joining me now is the royal historian, Kate Williams. Kate, just talk me through what he will and won't be, because, I mean, he'll stop being Duke of York and he'll stop being Knight of the Garter. But will this man who has been laid so low still claim to be a highness? And will he still be a prince?
He will still be a prince. He's a prince by birth. I mean, you cannot take that away from him. But it is very serious that he's lost the title Duke of York. It is sometimes seems slightly strange to think, why does Duke seem so important when you're already a prince? But the titles are very important for the royal family. And the fact is that he has given up the title under pressure from the royal family, from the king. This has been a long-standing discussion. He will really be Andrew, and Sarah Ferguson will really be Sarah Ferguson. So this really is a very serious moment. We've seen a collection of Andrew stories over the past couple of weeks. It looks like we will be seeing the posthumous memoir of Virginia Giuffre, coming up very soon. That's going to be incredibly damaging. And also, we now realise that Andrew did send an email to Epstein saying, we're all in it together, when he already said that he was, at that point, he was never going to see him again. He'd gone to see him. He told Emily Maitlis on Newsnight he'd gone to see him to say goodbye, and then later emailed him. So Andrew has been caught lying. There was going to be Mrs. Giuffre's email was a posthumous memoir was coming out. It was going to be damaging story after damaging story, and it's been a long-term discussion with the king in terms of Andrew, in terms of the monarchy, and in terms of also where Andrew lives. He lives in this gigantic property, Royal Lodge. Can he still claim to have that at this point?
Well, in terms of who he's been talking to, I mean, the statement talks about talks with the king and other members of the royal family. And it's been widely speculated that William is furious. I mean,
yes.
Would he have been involved?
Yes, I expect, I mean, we cannot know for sure, and the royal family, I doubt will tell us, but unless sources reveal it to us. But it is my expectation that these were serious discussions going on with the king, with Prince William, because Prince William is going to be the king, and Andrew will be on sort of on his problem list. And simply, I think we did see very much in the Duchess of Kent's very sad funeral that Andrew was there was very interesting footage, and Andrew was very much trying to talk to Prince William, and Prince William clearly didn't want to have a conversation with him, and especially not in front of the cameras. Andrew was trying to make jokes. It was clear that Prince William didn't think very much of him at all. And certainly sources have told me that Prince William particularly is driving this. He's very unhappy about Prince Andrew, thinks he's totally damaging to the royal band, obviously, especially when the royal family are trying to talk about early childhood, trying to talk about young people, everything that the Prince's Trust does for young people. How can we possibly have someone like Prince Andrew? He seems to be so much part of the royal family when we consider his closeness to Epstein and involvement with exactly what happened to Mrs. Giuffre as well. So I think that, and this has been long overdue. It's been talked about for a long time, and I think that I almost think, Chris, that the fallout's only just been beginning. Is he going to be moved out of Royal Lodge? Are we going to stop seeing him in royal engagements? King Charles's 80th birthday will be coming up in not too long. I presume Andrew will be off the balcony. He's going to be nowhere near. And I think really this is the beginning of him being pushed out very much of the working royal family. He's already out of the working royal family, but pushed out of the actual personal family, royal family as well.
Yes, but I mean, you know, what's at stake here? I mean, the modern royal family is a sort of is a relatively new concept. The idea of these others being important figures. There's starting to be commentary in the press around, you know, could it all be over? You know, are we back to sort of the 1990s where people were talking about real crisis for the monarchy in Britain. If this doesn't work to put the whole Andrew scandal to bed, what's at stake?
I do think a lot is at stake. I don't think we're in the position that we are in the 1990s as yet, but certainly what Andrew is accused of doing is it cannot be more damaging to the royal band. We have a situation where I think we can all say that Andrew does not want to travel to the United States. He wouldn't go over to the United States on a holiday or any type of visit because there are authorities who do want to talk to him there. How can this be someone in the royal family, someone who has been the patron of all these charities, someone who's the example that the royal family is supposed to be setting to people if one believes that that's what the royal family is there for? I think Andrew is pulling down the royal brand in every way. It's incredibly toxic to the royal brand in every possible way. And these stories were only going to continue. And this one act has happened. Obviously, Andrew's given up his titles. After discussion, this one act has happened. But that is the interesting question. I think you knock the nail on the head here. Is this enough? Is this enough for the royal family to separate themselves from Andrew, from what he's done, from the shocking friendship that you had with Epstein, from the shocking activities that he's been involved in? Is this enough? And I think time is going to tell whether just taking away the titles is enough or whether they're going to have to do a lot more. Of course, all the commentary that was made when Prince Harry and Meghan gave up their titles, everyone said, well, how can they have to give up their titles and Andrew has to keep his? That will no longer happen. But I do think that there is going to be more and more, as you say, commentary in the press, questions in the press. Andrew, perhaps I would suggest, further acts have to be taken against Andrew if the royal family really wish to separate themselves from him and leaving him off the balcony, his title going away. I think people will now be saying he should be out of Royal Lodge as well. This big crown-funded, incredible, beautiful house, he should be out of that as well. I think that's going to be something that people are going to be demanding, and I think we will see that soon. Certainly, there is no comeback ever for Andrew. There's no comeback whatsoever. He is out, and I think he's only continuing to be so.
Kate Williams, thank you very much.